Another driver found himself face to face with a very curious yet cautious bear who makes its way towards the driver's window. Before the animal could stand on its hind legs and reach the window, the driver scared the little guy and it backs off. Now here is an encounter that makes you clench your fists in anxiety through the screen. A bear stands right along the tourist, who tries her best not to move or make a sound. The animal pulls on her leg as well, but the brave girl does not budge.
No se mueva.
The bear does not let her go that easily and climbs right back on top of her and starts sniffing her like he did before. He sniffs behind her head and neck, two very dangerous spots. She keeps her calm and stays strong, probably expecting the worst. The animal begins to walk around and comes to sniff her yet again, and this time he swipes at her legs, trying to pull them. The girl looks over to the other people, telling them she is terrified, but the bear walks away at the end, thankfully.
Vete caminando ya.
They say you should always expect the unexpected, and this guy did not expect anything that happened. He opens up the trash can, which was locked the night before, to find a bear jumping out of it. He does make a run for it, but imagine starting your day like this. As soon as the bear comes out, the lady coming out of the door immediately shuts it back up, and both the man and the bear make a run for their lives. He should be grateful that the animal was just as scared as he was, or else he would have been in a lot of trouble. Looks like he won't be opening any garbage cans anymore after an amazing yet deadly encounter like this one. Like the polar bear from before, here we have yet another bear, this time a grizzly, that has its massive head inside of a window trying to get food from the people inside. They feed the animal sweet buns of all things. The bear seems to be acting like a big dog, and of course it would if it wants to eat well today. As much as the bear likes eating these sweet buns, these guys are having just as much fun feeding it. The animal sticks his head all the way in to grab more buns, and it is not going to have enough of them anytime soon. Is it safe to call this an addiction? When they tell the animal to go, it tries to swipe at them in a gesture, telling them to keep the buns coming. This video starts off with this woman with a kayak threatening to pepper spray this bear in the face if it gets any closer. Of course, the animal does not speak English and keeps coming closer and closer, so she does what she said she would and sprays it.
Thank you for leaving my kayak alone. I'm going to pepper spray you in the face.
The bear goes away and starts destroying her kayak. Now she's asking it to come to her. Pretty sure that guy's going to do whatever he feels like doing, and all she can do is helplessly watch as it ravages through her kayak.
Come on. Stop it, bear. Stop it. Bear. Bear.
He flips the thing over and she cries at it to let go of her kayak, and honestly, any of us would freak out too, because those things don't come cheap now, do they? The bear does not care about the world and proceeds to do it anyway.
Bear, please stop that. Please stop breaking my face. Stop breaking my face.
This car cuts the corner and ends up finding another car sitting in the middle of the road as a couple of bears make their way over to it. It looks to be a family of 2 cubs and a mother, a sight we see every so often. They come over and sniff around to see what it is, and curiosity begins to take hold of the animals as they almost start circling the car. The mother and 1 cub climb over the fence, while one of them stays back and stands against the car. Driving down the road, everyone stopped when a bear stumbled onto the pavement and walked right beside the cars. The animal does look a bit stressed after seeing so many cars around it and hurriedly walks past them. After crossing the last car, it finally stops and looks back to see if the coast is clear. Thankfully for these people, the animal was more scared than hungry at the moment. The same animal is later seen running through a small neighborhood at full speed and hiding in the tops of trees after getting lost in this concrete jungle of humans. A bear is seen invading a small house on the side of the road as people take cover on the rooftops to get away from it, but the animal knows the way up and climbs on top as well. There it proceeds to charge at the people who run for their lives and jump off the roof. A house under construction was visited by a local who wanted to see who was coming into the neighborhood now. The bear walks right into the construction site, and the workers there were both surprised and scared to see it. It stands and looks to see if work is going smoothly on the house, and it is probably here to inspect the place to catch any slackers or any bad work they might be doing. I think these guys are a bit underpaid for the job that they are doing, because it probably didn't say anything about dangers like this one. The bear picks up on what seems to be the lunch that these guys had to eat during their break, but guess who's getting takeaway? The bear walks away, but these guys are not done with it. They want their food back. This person caught a thief trying to steal something from their backyard, and it is none other than a bear. It tries to swiftly exit the premises by climbing over the fence, but ends up breaking it. Nevertheless, it did manage to get out of there.
Where are you going? What the
This person caught a bear picking off berries in a little puddle of water, and the bear is entirely occupied as it does not seem to be bothered by the car standing right in front of it. It goes to show how much they really care about their diet, unlike some people. Even a crow joins in the fun, and the bear, surprisingly, allows it to feed on the berries with it. Sharing is caring, and that rule also applies in the animal kingdom. Here we have another car that is stopped in the middle of the road to take in the sight of a mother bear and her cubs as they walk by. The mother is pretty cautious of the car on their side, but the cubs seem to be in a world of their own at the moment. A bear versus a dog. Who do you think would win in a fight? Well, here's a situation that's a little close to that and left the dog's owner screaming at the top of his lungs. The bear comes in from the bushes and charges at the two as they were taking an evening walk. Instead of leaving the area, the owner remains at the spot to make sure that the bear has realized that they are not to be messed with. Later on their way around the same place, they stumble upon the bear, who is now taking cover at the top of a tree. Looks like we have a winner, and the dog can stand proud over the fact that it protected its owner to the best of its abilities and successfully managed to fend off the bear before things got out of hand and probably more brutal. Apart from the fact that polar bears are the only animals that actively hunt humans for food, these guys also have a liking for human-made food as well. This guy puts his head through the window and is offered snacks, which it eats without any second thought. The man hand feeds the wild animal, hoping to get its calories in for the day before it calls it a night. The bear eats the food happily, as if these guys have been friends since their childhoods. The bear has had enough, probably because they ran out of food to give, and goes back down into the icy plains. People stand on both sides of this trail as a black bear comes down between them and starts sniffing around in the bushes. It probably is seeking some sort of interaction with the people, but they make sure to stand clear of the animal. The bear walks up and everyone thinks that it might be finally time to start walking again, but the animal stops there and starts coming back down again. This has everyone confused as to what they should do now. All they can do is just stop and keep their eyes on the bear, because you never know when these unpredictable animals can start running towards you at full speed. A family picnic comes to a premature end when an uninvited guest shows up to finish off all the food they had brought. The mother hides her kid's face to keep him from crying and alerting the bear. That is a tough situation to be in. You can clearly see the horror in the mother's eyes, but she is doing a great job of keeping the kid calm and silent as much as she can while the bear ravages through their food. What do you think you would have done in this situation? Looks like the animal does not care about who it's next to, but to finish everything as fast as it can. For the bear, this is food from the heavens, as all the new flavors hit at the same time, and it is too busy feeling them to be bothered by the people around it. This person came upon a bear that was probably hunting in the water for fish. It was all the way across the little river, and as soon as it saw the guy, it came running towards him, probably trying to intimidate the guy into running away. It runs back to the very same spot and climbs up on the bank to do what it was doing before. That gave the person something to work with, as he probably realized that the bear was just as scared of him as he was of it. This is why you should never go out hiking alone. This person was cycling down the road, enjoying his lovely ride on this warm, sunny day, when he caught a bear right next to the fence from the corner of his eye. That is when his turbo activated and he showed the bear some real speed. The guy managed to safely get away in time, and he could not believe what had just happened to him and how close he got to getting himself clawed and bit. These guys are not afraid of anything, as this bear is seen sizing up a car which is clearly bigger than it is and already reversing backward. The bear makes a run towards it, and that is where the video ends. Let your imagination run wild and comment below on what might have happened next.
うわ、クマが来るよ。
Now here is a super dangerous situation that this guy has found himself in. A mother bear and her 2 cubs, which she will die protecting, are coming his way in a casual manner.
I'm walking backwards on the trail back to the camp. I'm walking down the trail, and Mom and 2 cubs. So
He keeps his guard up and walks backward, trying to keep his eyes on the family just in case the mother or the cubs decide to make him their plaything. The mother can be seen keeping an eye out behind as well. The little guys seem to be having a good time, as they even try to run towards the guy, and he knows that if they come close, that would mean a lot of danger for him, due to the mother.
come on, guys, give me a break. Cubs, just keep coming.
He thankfully gets away at the end, and the mother and the cubs are later found hanging around at the side of the river. It is only in Russia that you find people playing Ring Around the Rosie with a bear around their car. The animal hops on top of the car after chasing the girls and then gets distracted by the dog, who manages to distract the animal away to the side. Here is another brave dog that has taken it upon itself to help its owners in this sticky situation. The young bear charges at the canine and scares it off to its owners. However, that dog is not backing down so easily. The bear backs up, and backup arrives as its mother and another sibling show up to the scene, and now the dog turns down its advances because the risk level just went from 10 to 100. Thankfully, the fight ends, but not so easily. The mother lets out one last charge, and the camera cuts. Speculation might arise after this as to what happened, but it was probably just a mock charge, and everyone is very likely okay. This person found themselves chasing down a bear on the road while returning home late at night. The bear keeps running, and the nervousness gets the best of the bear as it relieves itself in one big explosion right in front of the car. It runs across the road and makes a sharp left into the bushes as it hides away from the driver and his car. What do you make of this behavior? Maybe the bears are actually really scared of cars, or just any sort of human presence around them. Very cautiously, this hiker films as he crosses right over next to a bear that is rustling around in the little creek beside the trail he is walking on. He tries his best to quietly walk through this as fast as he can without alarming the black bear. That, however, did not work, and the bear comes flying in with a charge. As it turns out, it was a mother with 2 cubs, and she just wanted to fend off the potential danger for her kids. The cubs run across safely, and the mother follows them after making sure that the hiker won't be coming here again. Here is a rider who was making his way around this little trail in the middle of a thick jungle. he was casually riding around and made a blind turn, only to stumble upon a bear that was waiting for him right around the corner. He backs up his bike and begins riding the other way to make a quick escape before the bear decides to come back and claw him off his bike. He and his friend immediately make a 180 and bolt out of there. That was a young bear. Imagine if it were a fully grown adult male. Another encounter took place when a bear decided to climb on top of this truck while the owner was inside it. The bear goes from the door to the front of the windscreen and manages to get completely off the ground and on top of the truck. As the truck starts to back up, the animal makes a leap of faith, drops down to the ground in perfect fashion, and begins running back into the bushes.